Is striving for health patriotic? I'm going to share with you 5 simple steps to be healthy. So let's think about that for a minute. Is striving for health patriotic? Well, I feel like it is. I feel like being healthy, striving for health, there's 3 good reasons to consider striving for health. 1, for yourself, what it's going to do for you. You're going to have much higher quality of life. The big thing is you're going to avoid diseases. If you're obese or overweight or eating things that's clogging your arteries up and stuff like that, putting pressure on your vascular system, you may have heart attacks, sexual dysfunction, high blood pressure, strokes. I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen to you. So by striving for health and doing it for yourself, that's a huge reason to consider being healthy. But then also, too, second, for your family and for your country. So let's look at striving for health for your family. If you say you let yourself go, you get in the obese category, overweight category, and then you're going to have, say you have a heart attack or you have a stroke and you become have a major problem because of that lifestyle issue. Think of the pressure that's going to put on your family and those that's going to be around you and love and care for you too. It's going to put a lot of pressure on them, right? So by striving for health, I feel is really good for yourself and for your family. But third, let's look at striving for health. Is striving for health patriotic? I feel like it is. Think about it as a country. In the USA right now, is approximately all states, not all states, most states are in between 30 and 40% obesity range. And that's about, out of 350 million, it's almost 100 million people that are going to be on diabetes medication, heart medication, and then running into problems. All that pressure is putting pressure on the healthcare system too. So it's putting pressure on the country. You're not able to be as productive as you would like to because you're not going to be feeling healthy. You're going to be dealing with all those chronic problems if you go down that path. So by striving for health, I feel like you're going to be a better member of your country. So I feel like it is very patriotic to strive for health. So let's look at the 5 big habits how you can strive for health. Training or exercise, nutrition, recovery and sleep, time between workouts. Number 4, supplementation. And number 5, mindset. Now let's break these down for a minute. Let's take a look at training. I feel when it comes to a good training program, I feel like it's a great idea, to have a combination of strength training and cardiovascular training. Imagine for a moment that we have a twin-engine airplane. We're flying along. One engine is cardiovascular training, and one engine is strength training engine. Well, you're going to want both engines going on the airplane strong as possible. That's going to give you, I feel, the best results. Now, how do you build out a quality training program? I feel there are basically 5 major areas to have a good quality training program. If you're taking notes, you might want to write it down. Proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principles, and consistency. Let's look at proper form. Why would it be so important to do proper form when exercising? Well, think about it. One, so that you exercise the muscle effectively, you're getting the most out of it. And then two, so that you don't get an injury. And that's what's really important. Both are really important. So that you're making the most out of your time, your energy, your effort. Doing proper form, you're going to get the most value for your time while you're exercising. And then also, too, avoiding injury is huge. Going down that path, it's a blessing staying injury-free. But proper form can really help you with that. So we said proper form. Let's look at variety. Why would variety be an important part of a training program? Well, think about it. You might get bored, right? You might have but then also too, what I feel is more important is you may hit what's called a plateau. You know what a plateau is? Plateau is where you're going along, you're making results, and then you get up to this level and you get stuck. You plateaued, right? But by adding variety into your routine, you can break through plateaus. The thing is, when you're just starting out, your body takes longer to adapt. The longer you've been working out, the faster your body adapts. So depending on your level of exercise, maybe somewhere between every 6 weeks to every 4 weeks, changing it up. So we looked at proper form, variety. Let's look at intensity. What comes to mind when you think about exercising with intensity? Challenging yourself, pushing yourself, right? Let's imagine that you're doing chest presses. And we're going for 12 repetitions, or 9, 10, 11, 12. We barely get that 12th one, but we got that 12th one. What's the most beneficial part of that set? The first few reps or the last few reps? Be the last few, right? And why is that? That's where the challenge occurs. That's where the muscle breakdown occurs. So as your intensity, as you're pushing into that challenge of the exercise, you're stressing your muscles out, and it's through that trigger, and it's through the rest and recovery that your muscles grow back, overcompensate, and grow back more muscle. Let's look at proper training principles. There are many different training principles: compound sets, supersets, drop sets, rest pause training, the 21 method, circuit training. There's all types of training principles. I encourage you to go on Google or ChatGPT and look up what are the different training principles to include in a particularly strength training program. Check that out. Make sure to include them into your workouts. Speaking of workouts, I have a free download app, whether you're on Apple or Android. If you go into your Apple Connect store or Android Google Play Store and do the search for Workouts for All, workouts, the number 4, ALL, you'll see this logo right here, but it's all together, no spaces, workouts, the number 4, ALL together. Look for that app right there. Download it. It's free. I'm adding new training routines to the app every week. There are already some there right now, and every week it's just going to get better and better and better. And I have other resources, like nutrition resources, available for free as well. So be sure to download the app if you're interested. So let's take a look at consistency. What would be the importance of consistency in an exercise program? What will be the importance of consistency in an exercise program? Well, imagine for a moment we have you, and say you have a twin of you, and say you work out 3-4 days a week consistently. You're getting your nutrition in, you're getting your rest in. The other person starts off that way, but then misses a workout here and there, eats a little junk food here and there, doesn't always get the full amount of sleep. Who is going to have the best results over the course of time? The consistent version of yourself, of course. So now let's look at nutrition. Imagine for a moment that we turn my volume down. Imagine for a moment that we're working to build a beautiful 2-story house from scratch. And imagine that we only have half the materials necessary to build the house. How far will we get? Part of the way, halfway, right? So the foods that you and I eat on a daily basis, the foods that we eat are the supplies that goes towards building our bodies, just like the supplies necessary to build the house. I feel when it comes to nutrition, there are basically four major ways that food affects our bodies on our fitness journey. Our metabolism, our energy levels, our insulin levels, and our blood sugar levels. Now imagine for a moment that we have a fireplace. And on one hand, we have a stack of oak wood, and on the other hand, we have a stack of paper. And not including, getting the fire started, but if you had to choose between the oak wood or the paper to burn in your fireplace, which one would you pick and why? Well, most of us will pick the oak wood, and why? Because it's going to burn longer, slower, more efficiently. Some foods burn more like the oak wood. Some foods burn more like the paper. Oak wood type foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, plant-based proteins like legumes, lentils, nuts, and seeds. Fast burning foods like processed foods, chips, sugar, alcohol, junk food, stuff like that. Processed foods. So consider eating more of the oak wood type of foods. So we talked about training, exercise. Now let's look at recovery. When it comes to recovery, I feel it's important to get on average about 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night, 2 hours of deep, 2 hours of REM. Now, how can you strive for that? A few things to consider. One is having the same sleep time, wake up time, like 9 to 6 every night, 8 to 5, 10 to 7, something like that. But being consistent. Another thing you can do to optimize your sleep is to not eat at least 2 hours before sleep time. Be done eating. What that does is when we eat, it increases our metabolism. So having that 2-hour gap allows your body to start relaxing, being done with metabolizing food, and lowers your heart rate. And ideally, as you get ready for sleep time, we want to lower our heart rate. Make the house cool and dark. And just get that good sleep, right? All right. Let's look at supplementation. When it comes to supplements, I feel there are basically 2 basic categories of supplements: nutritional supplementation and enhancement performance supplementation. The difference is nutritional supplementation is like a smoothie, protein drink, a nutritional bar. An enhancement performance supplementation is like creatine or prescription medication. I feel falls in that category. Then last but not least, let's talk about the mindset. So the big five: training, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, mindset. Keep in mind that your mind controls your body, not the other way around. If you commit to 4 times a week of exercise, and it's time to exercise and your body doesn't feel like it, your mind is in control. You just get it done. That's the discipline part of it. So make a decision and follow through. Stick with it. Another thing you can do for your mindset is to work with this affirmation / prayer. Once you have your fitness goal, your health goal, like ideally, I recommend narrow it down to a close as you can, a specific body weight and body fat percent, and then wrap it up in this affirmation. I am happy and grateful now that I am. Plug in your body weight and body fat percent. I use myself an example just to show you how it sounds. I am happy and grateful now that I am at least 190 pounds and at or below 10% body fat. And sometimes I add other stuff onto it, like feeling strong and healthy like a supple leopard, because I think about how I read a book about how supple leopard and how to feel like that, and that's a healthy thing to feel. So you just add your own twist to it, but frame it up. I am happy and grateful now that I am. State your body weight and body fat percent goal, and then embellish it after that. So those are the big five. Now, a lot of times I understand it's not just what we know, but it's what we do. And if this is a struggle area for you, which I know we all struggle in different areas, I have my struggle areas. Fitness has just always been a passion for mine. Ever since I was 14 years old, which was over 40 years ago, I've been on this fitness journey. I do personal fitness training in Tucson, Arizona. If you live in the area, I'm at Swan and Sunrise, and I do one-on-one training there. But then I also do personal fitness coaching. It's like an on-call personal trainer. So if you're not in the area, but you're interested in working in this manner, so that I can assist you on the journey, I can coach you. So basically what I do is I do a consultation with you. I set you up an exercise program, a nutritional program, and then I'm basically like your fitness coaching concierge, get you that support along the way, walk with you on that path, get you across that finish line, hold you accountable to your own self-imposed standards. If you're interested in that, consider filling out the form below or text me. My phone number should be in the description. The word FIT, F-I-T, to 520-400-9573. We can set up the consult that way, or you can check out the links below. Be blessed. Remember that health is wealth. What difference does it make what earthly possessions we have? Health is wealth. And is health patriotic? Yes, I feel it is. Consider striving for health for yourself, for your family, and for your country. You're going to be better off for it. Your family's going to be better off for it. And all together as a country will be a stronger, healthier nation and a globe as well. But be patriotic by striving for health. Be blessed, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.